I think we're good. We're going to bring John in and see how he's doing.
All right. I'm assuming you can hear me.
Yeah, John, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I don't have my cam enabled, but
Okay,
I did
perfect,
not get your questions, so I'm going to respond to them on the fly.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I was lazy. I ended up leaving work a little bit later than I wanted, so I apologize that I never ended up getting you the questions. But really what I wanted to quickly ask you is, first and foremost, thanks for coming on the show. You're the first person to really come on to Let's Talk Money, and a random person at that. I think you're actually the first person I've ever had bringing on a live stream at all. So the fact that you are a stranger, not to the YouTube community, you're not a YouTube creator, I think will be very interesting to bring into the community, and I think other people will probably end up doing it as well. But I'm really curious I guess how long you've been following me, or is this kind of a recent time that you've been following me?
Okay, so I've been following you for, I want to say, about 7 or 8 months.
Okay, cool.
I watch PPC Ian and Joseph Carlson as well.
They're good, yeah.
And I used to watch Dividend Grinder. Rest in peace, buddy.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for him to get him on, me on his podcast.
I thought his videos were super entertaining because of his personality.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just I don't know, but I'm sad he's not making videos anymore.
Me too.
I do still follow him on Twitter, so I do get some of his gambling sass.
Yeah.
So I started watching you about 7 or 8 months ago. My prior stock experience was semi-limited, but I basically I'm very blessed to be in the situation that I am now because my wife and I both grew up very, very poor, and we're from different countries, which makes it kind of interesting.
So are you in the U.S. or?
I am in the U.S. and she is also in the U.S. now, but she was not born in the U.S. So we grew up from 2 different parts of the world and very, very different, but very poor. We're in a very, very wild, almost unimaginable scenario. So that's part of what my questions for you are going to be once you're done.
Yeah, I mean, we could take it either way. I'm more than happy to ask you questions, or if you want, we can talk, and have a good conversation. I'm more than happy to do it.
I want to know what your questions are first. So I'm super curious what your questions are.
Well, my questions are going to be very standard, like, how far along are you in your investment journey? What's your risk tolerance? Are you very passive, active in investing? Just kind of going along the initial 5 kind of questions that I always ask people when they are first getting involved in investing.
Okay, so
to see where you are and how financially into the journey, what your mindset kind of is in finance.
Okay, so I started, like I said, I grew up very, very poor. I did graduate high school. I've been to college 3 times, but don't have a degree. I do have certificates, but I've changed careers multiple times. But I knew growing up, because my mother raised me as a single mom, that I always wanted to own real estate. So at 24 years old, I did a lease purchase option in 2002 on a condominium. And then I ended up purchasing that condo 2 years later. And I've had that for 15 years now, and that's been paid off for 12 years. And when I got into that, I was really lucky because the broker that I worked with on the deal, it was a situation where someone needed to get out of the property, and I just kind of took it over. So it's basically what's considered a mortgage wrap, where you just kind of take over the existing loan on the property and then you pay it down. So I knew that I wanted a place to live where I was going to settle down, and I thought I was going to go into a computer networking degree, finish the degree, and then go into networking. And that was just, I was going to be set. I was going to have a place to live. And then my wife kind of changed that entire direction, and I've moved around the country a little bit, a couple times since then. But
was that to follow your career, or?
Yeah, so I worked basically in support for a software development company, and she works in development in software development. So she's on the dev side of the business, in high-end project management, and release software management. So doing like platform work and things like that. And then I was on the opposite side of the spectrum, doing the like customer facing side of the business and a lot of auditing work to make sure that, the customers were taken care of by the business. So I kind of gave up my career about 8 years ago, to allow her to follow and build off of her career. And I went into full-time real estate investment and
That's
property
awesome.
management.